Hi everyone, my name is Victor and I am one of the authors of technique.com. Today I'll talk about SELinux and how to configure, how to manage and troubleshoot SELinux with examples. Alright, so SELinux means Security Enhanced Linux. It is an advanced security feature or utility in Linux. When you talk about SELinux, you cannot actually replace SELinux with antivirus or firewall or permissions or ACLs on Linux. As the name implies, it is a security enhanced feature and not a replacement of other security features on Linux. I have done some projects and I have seen in some environments that SELinux is being disabled because of all the troubles of it. Well, I'll tell you that it's very essential to always enable SELinux, especially if your system is going to be internet facing. If your system is not going to be internet facing, then you can do away with SELinux. But if people from the outside are going to be connecting to your system, you should enable SELinux. For example, if you have a web server, Apache or Nginx or other web servers running on your system, of course, the web services would use a port, and people from outside would always connect to the services on your web server. And if a hacker is able, by any means, hack into the system via the open port, what SELinux would do is to block all the malicious activities of the hacker because SELinux labels every file systems on the system. And if the file system of another directory or location, if the labeling is different from the labeling of the services in which the hacker came in with, then the hacker would be restricted and wouldn't be able to perform his or spread his malicious activities on the system. And that's why it's very important to enable SELinux. Okay, so how does SELinux work? When a syscall is initiated, a syscall is a system call, so it could mean that a service is trying to perform some particular activities on the system, right? So when a syscall is initiated, depending on the mode of SELinux at that time, so SELinux can either be in enforcing or permissive mode. But in this situation, we're looking at the enforcing mode. So if the SELinux is in enforcing mode, SELinux verifies its policy associated with the syscall. If the syscall meets the SELinux policy, what happens? The syscall passes through, right? So syscall is allowed because it has met the SELinux policy. The source will check the target, right? So if the syscall doesn't meet the policy, the syscall bounces back and it's terminated. All right. SELinux, when enabled, logs its event via audit.d in the location vatlog audit.log. Okay, so on the other hand, if SELinux is set to be in permissive mode, and if a syscall is initiated, syscall is allowed. In permissive mode, whether syscall meets the SELinux policy or it doesn't meet the SELinux policy associated with it, all syscalls are allowed in this mode. And if SELinux is disabled, then the feature is disabled. Nothing happens. In the next lesson, we're going to look at the SELinux modes and SELinux examples. We're going to look at how to enable and disable SELinux. Thank you for watching and please subscribe to this channel. Bye for now.